North America is never supposed to win.
Let's talk about NA. Your sorry scrub, bum, paid chick stealing motherfucking bastards couldn't win one game. Not one game.
No matter what they did or who they had, North American teams have always stumbled at Worlds.
The chase in and double gets one. He gets two. He's looking for three, and Crown will keep his kingdom for now, but TSM with the 3-0. Double in. Oh, and it gets deleted. No more to be done. They look for the kill. Reckless gonna come in, and Brock's gonna get the kill credit on that one. And the flash bar comes on. Oh, the insect, but betrays his teammate, and it's gonna be the ace for Fnatic. Stoneplate will time out. Can TSM find the first kill? Speaker's gonna get in. That is a 5-man sweep. If TSM can't win this, what will they?
But at Worlds 2024, North America's unlikeliest heroes ever found themselves in a spot no one expected.
FlyQuest, a team that no one had any expectations of, are forcing these gods from the LCK to have to take a knee.
Dragon's still the focus coming out from FlyQuest. The troll is secured, and now they're turning it right back into the hands and gang, and the Leona tries to flash away, but it ain't gonna work. Masu chases him down. Boostio trying to keep going forward with Whippo as they lock up the carries. Genji continue the chase, but Masu's unstoppable. Lehens went in too far. Zap shoots out of the wall, and Key's gonna be careful. So much pressure, but it's not enough. Masu cuts them down. Oh, ye of little faith, but Whippo might die. Quad going in for lightning crash. Genji are dying. FlyQuest have already killed everybody. FlyQuest will push Genji to the absolute limit.
Hey guys, just a quick reminder before we get into the video to please like it if you enjoy it, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and maybe even flick on notifications. It really helps. Okay, so no one could have predicted what FlyQuest accomplished at Worlds 2024. Their legendary run may have changed the way we talk about NA League forever. But in order to understand what they did, we have to go all the way back to the beginning of the summer split when the org did something strange. They parted ways with Jensen, a veteran EU mid laner with NA residency, despite a second place finish in spring. While FlyQuest did look shaky at MSI, the benching was unexpected.
So I don't think, basically what I'm saying is I don't think Jensen is like an outlier in a poor performance where his teammates are really having to cover up his slack. I think actually that when the whole team looks bad, he looks bad. When the whole team looks good, he looks good.
Fly brought in Quad instead, coming off a break after a floundering stint in the LCK. But Quad's performance still put him in the top ranks of LCS mids. And in the playoffs, Fly was able to accomplish a true first for the org, an LCS championship.
They lost for Minions against Team Liquid at the very end of the day. The fight is done. FlyQuest, for the first time in LCS history, conquer their demons. They are your 2024 LCS Summer Champions.
It was an incredible story. FlyQuest defeating Team Liquid in grand finals to earn their first LCS title, and the last that the league would ever see. After Worlds, the LCS was set to become the LTA, merging together North and South American players into one league. The LCS, North American League, as we know it, would be no more, and FlyQuest would bear the torch as its final champions. A torch they would carry to Worlds to compete as North America's first seed. But given their year in the competition, it wasn't clear how they'd do.
So people weren't really sure, myself included, is this the new FlyQuest? Have you actually leveled up? Or are you going to turn back into a pumpkin and be this team that we saw at MSI who can't really compete at all?
But this team, both veterans and untested youths, would become more than LCS champions. They were on the verge of becoming the last ever great hope for Western League. Once Worlds began, most Western hopes were quickly dashed, with European rosters falling one by one. But with comparatively easier schedules, the two remaining LCS teams were able to scrape through to the round 5 decider. And FlyQuest's path to the bracket saw them do something truly unexpected against their round 4 opponent, Hanwha Life Esports. They put up an incredible fight.
Now Zeka tries to jump in. Delight's surely going to be caught out here. Inspired with the flash over the wall. Tries to get the damage he needs. Bwippo flashing forward with the fear beyond death. Chasing down Viper. Bwippo's going to grab that kill. It's 3 dead on HLE. It was a Baron for the Korean team, but North America takes 4 in trade.
Key to their success were their niche picks. Inspired's Ivern was banned by HLE, as was Quad's Cassiopeia in Game 2. FlyQuest tried to run a counter dive comp in Game 1, and even showed some canny team fighting, but they fell short.
FlyQuest gonna get caught in their own jungle. Masu's already almost dead, and Doran swoops in to guarantee it. HLE finally find the angle they're looking for, and FlyQuest are lambs to the slaughter. Viper's got a triple kill, and Quad's the last man standing. HLE beat him down into the dirt. It's a quadra kill for Viper, an ace for HLE, and a victory march down the mid lane.
But in Game 2, FlyQuest drafted Nunu, and they drew LCK blood for North America.
All right, that snowball will not find the angle that Inspired wants.
You could get rooted by
Yeah, Doran's trying to use
He
his
doesn't know how
teleport
Nunu
to get
works.
away, but that is not how it's going to work. Nunu's shield to keep himself alive against some of Doran's bursts, and Inspired will just disengage it as Doran gets caught and wastes a very critical summoner spell in the process. Yeah, this is such a good Zyra tactic. Using the ulti, the Stranglethorns to force it down. Inspired and Masu know it's there. A nice sidestep on the Keeper's Verdict from Inspired.
He wants to keep it leashed.
FlyQuest is threatening to just try to steal it away. They even dropped the redemption, but the burst already onto Monster. They're going to be able to kill him up, but FlyQuest claims the Baron. A little bit more damage, might be able to kill Delight. They're trying to chase after him. Now you got the Ragnarok. Peanut trying to get away with a flashback over the wall. FlyQuest still in hot pursuit. Doran and Peanut looking to get away, but Viper is dead. Nexus turrets of HLE. Inspired throws a snowball, but he doesn't want to overcommit here just yet. Elder is still active. They're diving in towards HLE. Delight's going to be here on the front line, already executed by the Elder Dragon. Doran's going to be killed off next. They're doing it! Dead for HLE. FlyQuest going for the throat. Zeka will not survive. A double kill back over to Quad. FlyQuest defying expectations, taking us to Game 3.
Even though the series went the way of Hanwha Life, FlyQuest showed that they needed to be taken seriously.
처음에는 초상화만 좀 올려놓은 것 같았는데 진짜 픽하길래 진짜 눈으로 하는구나 했는데 인게임에서도 잘 하시길래 까다로웠던 것 같습니다.
FlyQuest was representing NA as a whole, and it really did seem as if the LCS was making progress. The problem is that they were trying to catch up to a bullet train.
I think ACS has got better every year. Just the ACK and APL was too far ahead. I think we are catching up. And FlyQuest and us are definitely leveled up a lot, so I think we could compete against them.
But to qualify for the bracket, FlyQuest would need to team kill the only other North American team in the tournament, their regional rivals in 2024, Team Liquid. And just like in LCS Summer, FlyQuest were able to overcome Liquid at Worlds.
And FlyQuest, they conquered their demons back in Summer Finals, and they banished them here today. They triumph over Team Liquid yet again, and they will earn their spot in the quarterfinals as the last hope for North America.
For a lot of fans, this was the end of the line for FlyQuest. Making it out of groups was awesome, but with their 3-2 Swiss stage record, it meant that they would very likely be playing one of the best teams in the tournament. And that's exactly what happened.
I was sitting there and I'm watching the draw with other LCS casters, and we're all saying, as long as it's not Genji, we've got a shot. We've got a shot. As long as it's not Genji, just please not Genji. And then of course we get Genji, and it's just like, no! Because then you're kind of looking at this thing where you're saying, okay, well, they had one almost against HLE, but people are just gonna say, well, you beat TL to get into quarters, you just beat another NA team, and then you got 3-0 by Genji, who cares? And you can kind of wipe that accomplishment away.
Genji won MSI and were among the favorites to win Worlds as well. It seemed like this really could be their year, and that FlyQuest might be no more than a footnote in their glorious run to a championship. Even Quad believed that Genji were the most dangerous opposition, but he didn't let it get to him.
뭔가 일방적이지 않았으면 좋겠고 아니 저희도 젠지가 가장 강한 팀이라고 지금 월드에 생각하고 있기 때문에 물론 진다는 생각으로 임하진 않을 것 같아요.
It's fair to say that despite being Western fans' last hope, expectations were not high for FlyQuest.
They are going up as the last hope, the Lone Ranger of the LCS, and I'm gonna say of the West, up versus Gen G.
I mean, we've been talking about Gen G as the best team in the world all year long.
I mean, I can go ahead. I think this is going to be Gen G 3-0. Like, I really don't think that this is going to be anything that they can really fight back against.
But as the draft got underway, FlyQuest showed that they were taking this seriously and wouldn't go away quietly. Gen G first banned Ivern and Renekton, a nod to Inspired and Bwipo's prowess with those champs. Ultimately, 3 of their 5 total bans were for potential niche picks that only Fly were likely to use.
And I just think this is really smart from Gen G. You know, they have to think, and they should believe, that you will beat FlyQuest every time if it's a standard game. So ban out all the pocket picks that you know of. Ban out these things that have shown to be successful from FlyQuest at Worlds, like the Ivern, like the Amumu, like the Casio.
In-game, Gen G's caution towards FlyQuest was vindicated, but the wild men of North America were ready to run amok.
Ready to start taking aggro here a little bit as the equalizer comes down. Inspired, already gonna lose half HP. Chovy jumps in, not gonna find the charge. Immediately engaged, coming up from Bustio. First blood of the FlyQuest, and Chovy is down. Seraphine ulti roars over the top, and Gen G has lost 2 men. FlyQuest just killed 3 of them, and they're gonna hit 4 grubs too. 7-1, 3 Drakes to nothing, 4 grubs to 2, 2 turrets to nothing. All of the numbers favor FlyQuest at this point in time.
Even with their lead though, Fly showed that they could be out-macroed by Gen G.
The objective bounty's doing so much work for Gen G in this situation. It has really pulled them right back into the game, because now you're going to be at 3 items here on your major carries, very likely coming into this next dragon fight, whereas FlyQuest could have just taken Soul pretty much for free, and I think set them up for almost a guaranteed win in the rest of the game.
But when Dragon respawned, Gen G were forced into a confrontation, and Fly seized the moment.
Quad sidesteps away from the solar flare. Dragon still the focus coming out from FlyQuest. The troll is secured, and now they're turning right back on the Henson gang, and the Leona tries to flash away, but it ain't gonna work. Masu chases him down. Bustio trying to keep going forward with Bwipo as they lock up the carries. They beat down Pays, and Gen G falls.
What a fight from FlyQuest. Heavy is the MSI crown, and Gen G are crumbling under its weight.
Solo laners versus FlyQuest. Keen and Chovy trying to hold on, but another Seraphine ulti flies out, and Chovy drops dead. Keen pushes forward and finally claims Bustio, but it's only a 1-for-1. Game number 1 is about to end as FlyQuest lead the series.
Fans in Paris got to their feet to celebrate this unexpected victory. NA had taken a game from a Korean team in a Worlds BO5 for the first time since Cloud9 did it in 2018. And they did it in a quintessentially North American way. They picked champions they thought were underrated in the current patch, and that decision dictated the flow of the game. They didn't try to play like Gen G. They tried to understand their style and then beat it with their own.
Pure adrenaline. It was just so much excitement, you know, casting this. And, you know, they win game 1, and I'm like, okay, like we can be proud, you know, that was a cool game 1, but it's like, well, but maybe Gen G just like stomps us 3 games in a row, right?
But hope doesn't spring eternal. Even the truest believers, as excited as they were to see NA finally bloody Korea's nose, didn't think FlyQuest could do it again. Surely Gen G's draft would keep the maniacs from North America contained. Fly picked up Nunu, core to their Game 2 victory over HLE, while Chovy responded by locking in Kassadin. But despite efforts to contain Chovy's Kassadin and keep him from scaling into an uncontrollable late game, Gen G took advantages on the map until at 20 minutes, it seemed nearly out of reach for FlyQuest.
Pays getting the kill on Bwipo. Gen G just cutting them down like flies. Another triple for Pays as Quad is the only one left standing. Quad and Masu trying to stay alive, but a step outside of the fountain steps is certain death. Gen G clear the Nexus turrets. FlyQuest head back into their base. It's a tied series. Gen G take game 2.
I would say that this was the snapback from game 1, and I'd say FlyQuest actually just played a lot worse. Like they put themselves under pressure, in this game to slow down the Kassadin, and that actually, to me, made them play too fast.
Gen G had answered back decisively. It truly seemed like finally the dream was dead. More pocket picks came out of the woodwork in Game 3 as Fly tried anything to keep their hopes alive.
Canyon still trying to get away. The Urgot not going to get a kill on anybody as now Whippo's in danger. Pace shifts forward. Busio and Masu still fighting, still firing. Double knockup. First blood over to Masu. Double kill over to Masu. FlyQuest, play it better.
Early momentum was with FlyQuest, and Masu's Kaisa popped off. But Gen G were determined not to lose control of early objectives. And even though they grabbed the second dragon, FlyQuest couldn't hold off Gen G as they clung to life and started to even out the goal differential.
But he tries to force the enemy front line back. The Skarner's locked up in the front. He's going to get beat down. The Sterix ain't going to matter yet again. He drags two back. Into the back line goes Jovi. Inspired flashing away to barely stay alive, but now Whippo's going to be in danger as well. The first kill is going over to the stolen ulti, and Jovi puts Whippo in the grinder.
Gen G smelled blood in the water and tried to seize this opportunity to take over the game, to put themselves on match point, to end the chaos, and to finally silence the impossible NA dream. As they followed FlyQuest into their blue side jungle though, they made a fatal error.
Gen G continue the chase, but Masu's unstoppable. Lehens went in too far. Zap shoots out of the wall, and Key's gonna be careful. So much pressure, but it's not enough. Masu cuts them down. Oh, ye of little faith, believe in Masu and the AD carry.
Now, FlyQuest were back in control, and the chaos seemed to engulf Gen G.
They both take placement in the mid wave. They contest, and here we go.
With the flash disdain, Canyon's gonna be your target here in the front, but a nice counter-attack coming out from Jovi. Beautiful stolen Skarner ulti. Isn't enough? Masu's low. Killer Instinct to give him the shield to try to stay alive as Keen dives into the back line, and Whippo's already gonna be killed. Top for top. 1 for 1. Masu, legendary. Baron down to 60%. Keen is on the flank, and FlyQuest do not know. They've got to be careful about this one as they continue DPS here in the Baron. Canyon and Keen gonna step up. Masu's already under pressure, and immediately Busio is about to die. Keen's gonna get bursted down to the front line on the other side, and Masu stays alive. He's still firing, still fighting. Quad pushes forward, goes to the killing spree. 4 versus 3, but Pays fights back. A beautiful shutdown over the Ezreal as Whippo jumps into the disdain. Pays goes into the stratosphere, and Masu goes legendary. FlyQuest just killed everybody but Canyon. They're back on the Baron. Jovi has lost a good chunk of HP here in the approach. The FlyQuest squad just trying to buy a little bit of time to secure the Baron, but Whippo might die. Quad going in for the lightning crash. Gen G are dying. FlyQuest have already killed everybody. FlyQuest will push Gen G to the absolute limit. They will take a 2-1 lead.
It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a one-off game to be dismissed. FlyQuest were playing their way, and it was working.
You know, these big successes, these incredible series, don't happen a lot for LCS. You know, I've cast this as my 9th Worlds as an LCS caster. I've never cast them, you know, winning a big series like this.
But not all stories have happy endings. Even incredible ones like this. Exciting as the series was, Gen G were determined not to go out to NA. And in Game 4, they turned early successes into late game dominance.
They're literally playing through every single part of the map right now, which usually shouldn't be possible, but they know how strong they are.
Yeah, you're talking about a full level lead in top. It's a 2-level lead in the jungle. Whippo's dominance ain't gonna matter. An arrow through the heart, and Canyon's taking the payday. Keen is a brick wall, and FlyQuest don't have any siege equipment. Inspired's trying to escape as Chovy jumps over the wall, but now FlyQuest is in an even rougher spot. Busio wants to make space for his team, but a third and Tofo strike knocks back 2. FlyQuest still trying to run, but Gen G's stronger, Gen G's faster, Gen G's better. And Keen making the space. FlyQuest trying to hold on, but it's not gonna work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Silver Scrapes.
As Silver Scrapes filled the arena though, the crowd still believed. For the first time in years, NA had a chance of taking it over Korea. The long memed upon gap was closing. One more win. One win that no one would have dared dream about just a couple of hours earlier was all that stood between FlyQuest and Eternal Glory. For this team, for NA fans, this was just as important as winning Worlds. They were finally going to answer the question, was NA League truly the joke it had looked like for years, or could FlyQuest prove they were contenders? FlyQuest picked Fiddlesticks, hoping to throw another new look at Gen G. But while history had already been written, the Game 5 draft saw Chovy pick Smolder, and he burned down FlyQuest's next chapter.
Gen G was pushed to the limit. They were pushed to the edge, but they were built for these situations. They were built for victory. They were built to win, and they will do just that. Whether it's 3 games, whether it's 5, it does not matter. Gen G has a date with destiny and the semifinals.
When we look back on the series, now that the LCS has been put to rest and NA League has been changed forever, we will remember the loss, of course, but we'll also remember the wins, how truly close it was, and how FlyQuest proved that NA wasn't some joke, because FlyQuest went out the same way they had succeeded, playing their own style. And they were more than a footnote. Their incredible run wrote the introduction to their region's next chapter. They let North America believe again.
They never bowed to anyone. They never looked at anyone and said, no, we need to adapt because we can't beat them with our style. They looked at every player, every legend that has touched our game and said, no, we will make you bleed. And they did that here today, and I think that's what you should be so proud of.
And I really do believe that FlyQuest showed not only the LCS, but also the LEC, what the path forward can look like. That you can challenge the best LCK and LPL teams in the world, and you can be better than them. You can take them down.
Yeah, I'm really proud of how they played, and yeah, that just shows us a lot of like hope for future, that maybe next Worlds will be where we will be able to show that we are like one of the best teams in the world.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.